Here we go on a Thursday. The topics all lined up. How lucky are we? Live in Los Angeles, it's the Herd. Wherever you may be, however you may be listening. iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. It is great to have you in today. I get some Raider talk, Baker Mayfield talk. Baseball team heads are going crazy. What a great day of topics. Joy Taylor, how are you?
I'm great. There's some of you playing games weren't quite as thrilling.
No. Atlanta's very interesting. We thought Atlanta would win.
Yes.
It's funny, Greg Popovich doesn't win as much like Belichick without his star, does he? It's funny how that works.
He would scold you for that call.
So let's start with this. I've said before, Baker Mayfield's not as interesting today as he was for the years I was critical of him. But he talked yesterday, went 90 minutes, and you know if Baker talks, I'm going to talk about it. At this point, you know, he's probably not a franchise quarterback. He's more of a bridge quarterback. There's no real market for him. There was a story out of Seattle today. The Seahawks wouldn't mind him, but they're going to go with Drew Lock. So there's really no market for him. So yesterday he sat down, and this happened months ago, I guess, but it was released yesterday. It was sort of a rambling, off-the-cuff, not terribly prepared, 90-minute conversation with a guy in a camo hat, probably a buddy. I've said before, Baker talks too much, often too rambling, very impulsive. So let's start with this. This was what Baker had to say about, for his new team, this is how he's going to approach his new teammates.
I'm not going to force it. I'm going to be myself because I feel like I tried to force it when things on the field weren't going well in the past couple of years. I feel like I'm going to go in there and be myself because that's worked for me in the past. If I'm worried about getting them to like me, what am I doing? They don't care if I like them either. They want their quarterback to win. They're trying to get a paycheck. If their team wins, they get paid. So the guys that don't really personally like me, that's fine. But I have to have their respect. And the way I do that is just working my ass off, me and myself. Because you can get sniffed out in a heartbeat if you're fake.
So you're not going to change? I don't know. I think I'd change a little. The last 4 years have been snark, disappointment, combativeness, medical staff, coaches. Baker was in a hole. He grabbed a shovel and just kept digging. Once again, he talks too much. It wasn't calculated. It wasn't prepared. 90 minutes is way too long. And go get a professional like Jim Gray. That's what Brady did. Instead, he admitted he has a Napoleon complex, that booing bothers him, that the media bothers him. Weakness. Can't control his emotions. Inability to adapt. I'm just going to do what I do. Folks, most successful people, and what I'm about to say in my life has always been true with no exceptions. The most successful people have a perfect personality match for their job. I've known 1,000 salespeople. The dozen or so that are great are social, charismatic, affable. They're great salespeople. Their personality's perfect for it. Doesn't mean you can't be a salesperson without those qualities, but you're not going to be as good as the person who has the perfect personality match. I've had 3 or 4 accountants. The best accountant I currently have, super detailed, regimented, incredibly reliable. He's great. He wouldn't be a good salesperson, and a salesperson wouldn't be a good accountant. This is why Brady is so great, and Peyton Manning was so great. And John Elway was so great because their personalities, Russell Wilson is so great. Their personalities were perfect for the position, are perfect. To be a great franchise quarterback, there are things that matter. It's not your arm strength. We've had a lot of guys without great arms. It is toughness. Baker is that, by the way. Baker's tough. I'll defend him forever on the toughness. Emotional discipline, highly prepared, very accountable, never play a victim. Fall on the sword for teammates. Baker's an artist. Baker's a linebacker, a wide receiver. He's impulsive. He's emotional. He's off the cuff. First thing in his mind comes right out of his mouth. Russell Wilson's calculated. Children's hospitals. IG videos. Tom Brady podcast gets Jim Gray. The documentary. He had control of the editing. Yesterday was 90 minutes of rambling. You grabbed a shovel. You're in a hole. Stop digging. Yesterday should have been about two things for Baker Mayfield. Two things. And this was done, I guess, a month ago. A, what I've learned, and B, what I plan to do better. Period. Shut it down. What I've learned, this is what I'm going to do better. End of interview. That's it. Because right now, bro, there's no market for you. None at all. And I'm not anti-Baker. I was right the first time. I was right at the end of the year defending him because he was hurt, and it wasn't fair, the criticism he got in Ohio. It was not fair. He's way better than that. And he is one of the 32 best quarterbacks. Calculated. Sometimes, as a quarterback, got to kind of manipulate. You go to that podium, you can't say what you feel. You got to fall on the sword for the team. Eli Manning always spoke, always available after losses. Always. Wins, teammates got the credit. Losses, Eli always took the hit. Is that what he truly believed? Folks, there's a million guys out there, tough guys. Hey, I don't sell out for anybody. Tom Brady's been selling out stadiums forever. Give that a run. It's a pretty cool life. Baker, though, said, I've got no regrets in Cleveland. Here it is.
Honestly, I have no regrets of my time in Cleveland, of what I tried to give to that place.
Right.
And true Clevelanders and true Browns fans know that. I feel disrespected, 100%. Because I was told one thing and they completely did another. That's what I'm in the middle of right now. And you know what? Okay, I got my taste of it because I've had 4 different head coaches in 4 years, a bunch of different coordinators. I've had, talk about the highs. They always come back.
Mm-hmm.
No regrets? None? Called out the medical staff, fighting with coaches, calling out coaches. No regrets? I don't think he's built for it. I think he's talented and therefore is good enough, just talented enough. And he is talented. He's a really talented guy. He's talented enough to be a franchise quarterback. But he's not ideally built for it. He can't help himself. Tom Brady every day wakes up and just leans in to what he truly is. Baker Mayfield every day wakes up and has to fight his instincts for what he wants to be. It's so hard for him. It's not a natural fit. He'll land somewhere, but there's an argument to be made. He did himself no favors yesterday. The GMs impressed by that are the kind of GMs that were in Cleveland that drafted him and got fired. The chutzpah, the ego, the victimhood, the lack of accountability. I'll just do me. Oy, oy, oy. He needs a better manager, maybe a better agent. All right, so I saw this yesterday. Clayton Kershaw had a perfect game. And they pulled him after 80 pitches. Oh, my word. The seam heads in America were beside themselves. Baseball writers, even respected ones, were apoplectic. Oh, my God. The Dodgers were right. Let me give you the ABCs of why this was the right decision. A, athletes are not here for your enjoyment or mine. It's a business. Colin, there's only been 23 perfect games ever. Hey, champ, let me give you another number. Clayton Kershaw's got one left arm. Take care of it. B, pitch counts are part of baseball. They have been forever. C, the Dodgers, this is how they do business. Analytics, they've been way ahead of the curve. D, Kershaw was cool with it. He got hurt all at the end of last year. He got hurt. He's an old pitcher. He knows his arm. E, it was a shortened spring training because of the lockout. So he didn't get the work he usually does. How about F? This is the best baseball roster, people are saying, in 50 plus years. They got bigger fish to fry than an award, than a magical feat. Congrats on the hole-in-one at a golf tournament. That guy never wins the tournament. Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers have a chance at history. Remember, the only World Series he's won was in that pandemic-shortened season with about 60 games. He wants a real one. I mean, he gets credit for that, but he wants a real one. He's a Hall of Famer, got a stack of cash, and he knows his body better than baseball writers do. Kershaw was okay with it. Here he was afterwards.
Those were selfish goals, and we're trying to win, and that's really all we're here for. And I would have loved to have stayed, but bigger things, man, bigger things. I mean, blame it on the lockout, blame it on me not picking up a baseball till January, but, I mean, there's no my slider was horrible the last 2 innings, so it didn't have the bite. It's kind of, it was time. It was time.
Clayton Kershaw does not owe me, you, or baseball anything. What did LeBron James say last week about the scoring title? LeBron said, pursuing a scoring title is beneath me. Frankly, he's right. He really is. Scoring titles for Michael Jordan? Who cares? Scoring titles for, a guy who's been a sixth man? That's a big deal. Clayton Kershaw is above awards. Clayton Kershaw is about winning games. He is arguably the greatest left-hander of all time alongside Sandy Koufax.